Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. School board meeting tonight. Here's your agenda. This is the workshop session. Stop the video if you need to look at the agenda items. And we'll turn the page. Said we'll turn the page. I'll turn the page. And last item. That's your agenda. We can start the meeting now. John's here. Hey, John. Wonderful. Today is a good day.
6 o'clock, we will go ahead and get started. Appreciate everyone joining us this evening. If you would stand for our invitation and pledge of allegiance. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for today, and thank you for allowing us our opportunity to come together and talk about the business of the Turner County school system. We ask that you lead, guide, and direct our thoughts as we go through this meeting.
Jesus.
Amen.
Thank you.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will review our proposed agenda for Monday, November 10th, 2025 regular meeting. After our call to order and catch the pledge, the agenda, we have some student staff recognition this month, 4-H forestry judging contestants.
That was the 4-H that was supposed to attend last month. Several of them were sick and unable to attend, so it's just been a good.
And we'll also be introduced to the 2025-2026 Superintendent Student Advisory Council.
25,
Okay. Do we have any requests for public participation?
not this time.
Okay. Item F is items requiring board action and recommendation from the superintendent. The minutes from last month, in our packets.
I have a question about something. On our regular meeting, H, it's got vote not reported. Can you know? Boy, this doesn't,
I thought that was the one, the motion was made and there was.
so we didn't vote.
We did not.
Okay. Okay, that's right. We did not vote because we didn't get a second. Excuse me.
But that's also the same on C though. C said, vote not for it.
Let's see,
It could be
yeah,
the assistant mayor.
yeah. Cause we approved it.
That was assistant mayor.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Anything else? We'll have the approval of the September 2025 financial statements.
Ms. Walker's waiting for the bank statements, they should come in, I think she said the middle or the end of this week.
Okay.
She'll have these in September, she's got everything ready to go except for that.
So that includes agenda item 2, 3, 4, and number 5.
Correct.
So we will skip over those this evening and move along to number 6, will be the approval of the retroactive Horizon Academy, which is the GNET's MOU.
You have that information, you actually have the one that the superintendent signed, which is the MOU that we have with 10 counties, because they're the ones that house our students and house Horizon Academy. And then we also have the actual contract that comes through Coastal Plains RESA, because that's where the money funnels through, so you'll see 2 different contracts there. It's the exact same contract as last year, the dollars are the same, the contract amount is the same. The only thing we're asking the board to do is now that it's been approved by RESA, and it was approved on October 15th, we asked that the board for retroactively approve it to the beginning of the school year. It was late getting to us.
Any questions? Okay. Number 7 is the approval of the 8th grade out-of-state field trip to Orlando, Florida on May 8th, 2025.
And actually, there will be an additional item there, it's actually 2 field trips to Florida, so I think that's where the issue was, and then we had an issue with the dates. You'll notice the one that's in your packet does not have the correct date on it, it says 11/20/2024 instead of 11/20/2025. So there's both field trips, both of them are going to Florida, and that's where the confusion fell. The first one is the 8th grade field trip to Universal Studios. It is going out of state, which is one of the reasons we need your approval. It will be overnight, but not staying the night, not in a hotel. It will
Where
just
is
be
that on the
overnight.
agenda?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Where is that on the agenda?
It's number 7.
That's-
8th grade out of
that's-
state,
that's
that one is
Orlando?
listed. They're going to Orlando Universal Studios.
No, I'm talking about, okay.
And then there's another one, the one that's in your packet, is the middle school basketball girls will also be going to Florida. They'll be going to the University of Florida just for a game on 11/20.
That was the one I wanted to know where it was on the agenda.
So that's what I said, so both of them, we had Florida, but it should have been two separate field trips going to Florida, so we'll make
So
sure.
that would be A.
So one will be on November 20th, 2025, that's the middle school basketball girls. They will go there and come back on the same day. And then the 8th grade out-of-state field trip to Universal Studios will be on May the 8th, 2026. If approved.
G is, the board retreat scheduling. We had some conflicts last week, and some illnesses, so we decided to postpone them, and we have some dates that we discussed, some makeup dates for that retreat. And then they are in front of you.
So you'll see some November dates and some December dates, and if none of those, don't work with all 5 of your schedules, we can go back to the drawing board and come up with some more dates as well, and shift some other meetings around.
November 10th date, next Monday, also coincides with
A board meeting date.
board meeting date
Yeah,
and
all day.
then a workshop.
So it would be all day during the day plus then meeting day, if that's the day you select.
Let's mark the 10th off.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's also a finance workshop that week as well.
That's all, yes.
We'll cross off the 10th.
Okay.
Well,
Like one of them, be together.
I have something on
The 17th would be
What
the
about
next
the
Monday.
17th?
It's an option.
That's open for me. Both the Mondays.
What was this, the 17th?
Anybody go?
Everybody else up here retires at Mid Fall.
Yeah, 14 hours.
Mhm.
So the only other one is December 10th.
What's December 20th?
10.
10.
Yeah, November the 10th,
All right, so November 10th, that's next Monday.
I said, I know, that's
Okay.
Thursday, November 20th, what's that? Anybody,
I could make it work, but. I was pretty good with those dates when I was looking up there, I couldn't believe it, cause November, December so hectic.
They are usually.
And I do have an appointment on the 10th, but I can change that when it's not serious.
You have one on the
Not
20th?
on the, no, you said on Wednesday, December 10th, that's, but the 9th is not good, it's only Wednesday.
So,
I don't like December,
What
because
about-
December will
I
be,
know, I like November the best.
December, is it the 11th or the 10th that we will be, huh? Oh, it's the 3rd and the 4th, okay.
so November 20th,
Our 10th is really, 20th, we don't do vacation, so I'm not gonna be working.
Yeah, that's the week before we get out.
20th is on Saturday, right?
November the 20th or December the 20th?
No, no,
No.
no,
we're talking about Thursday, November 20th.
I thought you had a, she had.
Well, I said I could probably make that.
So November the 20th, same as that for you. It's good for you.
November 20th?
All right, go with the 20th. My problem is still that meeting on the 8th. You know, I said, yeah, is there any other time that we could do it, or is it, we can't change it? Not November 8th, December, wait,
Yeah, December 8th,
December 8th.
that's our regular meeting.
It's a regular meeting. I mean, I sent it, I don't know if I know.
You did?
I didn't
So you have
know.
an advance
There's
notice,
nothing we can
keep the date the same?
unless we gonna vote any, we're gonna do any voting that night, if
Yeah,
it's
that's the
something,
voting
I would
night.
wanna call, I can't call in and be gone long, but I can walk out while I'm vote. You don't have to pay me for the meeting, but I would just want to vote, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
We typically move through that portion of the agenda pretty quick.
Yeah. So that would work.
We can make that work.
You okay with making that work?
Yeah, I can make that.
Item H is information items for the board, we will start with the construction update.
So as you can see, if you've ridden by on that side of the property, or just come in this parking lot and look through, it's definitely a different landscape now. But I can say what's exciting is that not only is the demolition complete, but they're on site now installing the underground, they're prepping the building pads. The foundations have been scheduled, and then the master schedule shows that we're still tracking 2 weeks ahead. The underground plumbing run-in, starts actually tomorrow. The steel joist and the decking has already been delivered, it's on site. The columns and the beams for building 1400 will be delivered next week. So we're moving right along. As far as the buildings 1100, 1200, our current buildings, you know, we were supposed to get the stair treads in before that October 13th, 14th fall break so that they could install. They did not come in, they still have not arrived. So we are looking at a plan B, possibly having to change to another vendor, which several of the other school systems around us who use this same vendor have also been in the same predicament, haven't gotten their information, haven't gotten their materials. They've already changed. So, we don't wanna be too far behind the 8 ball when it comes to getting in line for that other vendor. So, JCI is working with them now, but, it sounds like they're having some quality control issues. For the schools that they have shipped to, they've had to pull those materials up and redo. So we definitely don't wanna be in that situation. As far as our engraved papers, you know, they've been sitting waiting for the layout so that we could get those installed. That's now scheduled for December. So I've sent the numbers to, Mr. Wilkerson and to John and to Martin, so they're gonna work on the layout of those papers. I think we had 23 of the, no, I think it was 23 of the 4x8 and 20 of the 8x8. So they're gonna take those papers and put them in an arrangement, and some type of AutoCAD, and then actually do the layout after that. They're still gonna be right there near the flagpole, that's still the plan. And, so as soon as we get the layout, I'll get it to you. As far as dollars and cents, we have gotten a quote for the parking lot in the back, which will be in between the brand new gymnasium and the football field, and that is coming in at around $135,000. I've also gotten a quote to paint this whole lobby area here. You know, we've changed out the flooring is new, it matches the new school. We've changed out all the lighting, it also matches the new school, but the paint and the walls is the original. So we needed that to be upgraded as well. So that's a $4,200 quote with $1,500 in addition to do all the trim work on the doors. So not a lot of money to make a big impact in that lobby area. As far as, needing some, I guess consensus from the board, we have removed all of the privacy screen around the pond area, and there's one little section of that wood slab area, if you wanna just kinda drive through the parking lot and check it out. I think it's just a dark charcoal gray black color, but it comes in different colors, and in fact, it comes in, I don't have it with me, but it comes in the color of the brick. That taupe beige color, it actually comes in that color. So I've asked for them to give us a sample of that color so that we can see it.
And it's the one that when you sent us the email the other day, 'cause
It's
I
just that one little
came
section.
around the next day and
Mhm.
art to look at.
And, of course, landscaping is obviously an option as well. So if we decide to go with the landscaping, we'll get a credit back of $8,500 if we decide to go with
That
this
was the
privacy.
last.
So just something.
I mean, I definitely want the landscaping, but I don't want to pay extra, that's cost us extra, so.
But it depends on what kind of landscaping we're talking about. I
Yeah.
like the grass, the pond
Grass, it has,
whatever.
yeah.
And I
Nothing
like the,
expensive.
and I like the covering on the fence too. But you can kind of see through and you can see that grass and also that we can,
Well, I've got them working on, I have them working on quotes for both.
In terms of, I guess with the landscape, in terms of them being able to keep it cut and maintained,
well, that
they'll have to
grass.
cut it by hand, or, they would have to,
It's not a whole lot of care for that.
with the grass around it though,
You
I'm
know, I guess.
saying. We'll have
Well,
to-
it's got.
So I have been working on that, see what's hardy as well.
They
as
could probably go in there
maintain.
now, when it's dry, they could probably put more in there, but if we put that in there, they'd probably have to do it by hand.
Depends on, yeah, if they can get around it or whatever.
What you think, Ben?
I mean, I guess it depends on where you're wanting to, if you're just wanting to go around the outside with it and block it, or, you know,
Not the
What?
whole, not block it completely, they get big, what I'm talking about.
yeah, I mean, I know that
You just-
it. I mean, I guess that's the question, is, are you just wanting to break it up, or you wanting to totally block it off with, landscaping? It's kind of what we,
So, when you're talking about totally blocking it off, does that present a safety hazard?
well, I mean, it ain't gonna be totally blocked off, but at least the majority of it
Okay.
covered up with plants.
I had a vision like, or maybe of those that grow up the fluffy,
Yeah.
plant, and maybe a couple of trees that turn pretty colors in the fall out there in the corners.
I don't know about the
Wanna
trees.
face your home.
I just wanted to look good.
Talking about
No, that stuff's not expensive, I'm telling y'all, the 2 trees would be.
Well, JCI has a great landscaper, so they are putting some quotes together, some designs, as well as, like I said, getting some samples of that other type of fencing, so as soon as I get that, I'll get it to you.
anything with the local.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as the, dark bronze issue, the matching colors that we had problems with in the beginning, the 3 cafeteria door sets will be completely replaced at no charge to us. All other bronze that's in the building will be painted the same dark bronze color, so everything will match. And then what needs to be replaced will be replaced. I think that's all instruction I have, unless you have questions.
Ms. Walker's not here to discuss the military process.
There's not, but there is a letter in your folder, in a little village rate, little statement. Basically, Joe has finalized it over the weekend. It's now sitting on the desk of our tax assessor, and we're looking at least 1 more week until we receive it back. And I think that's kind of basically, what your summary was alluding to, but this might be a little bit more updated. She mailed this on Friday, and then we found this out today. So that might be an update of what she included. And then we can set our hearings.
Is this a letter from Ms. Walker?
It is, it should be just a couple little sentences, just a short little. This is her statement, I've been in ongoing communication with the tax assessor's office and am currently waiting on the tax office to complete the P-232 form and the 5-year tax history. We expect to receive this information any day now, and now we know it should be within a week. Once it is provided, I will arrange for it to be published in the newspaper for the required 1-week period, and after the publication period, we can schedule a meeting to set the millage rate. Okay. She is actually at a conference this week, but she will be back next week.
Related athletic schedules?
As of right now, we do not have any updated schedules. We were thinking that municipal basketball was going to change and the basketball might change. Right now, they're still holding on, so we're gonna, if that's the case, we thought there might be some changes and right now we're not.
So,
And the roster order schedule.
those kids that was out there when I pulled up, that's what they was complaining about, those 6 middle school kids. They
About the
said-
schedule.
Yeah, they said their schedule has completely changed, and they was upset. I'll come back inside and talk about it. But, so they got to come to good information.
Okay. All right, well, I just talked to Coach Raymond right before this meeting started, and he said the schedule did not change, so I will
Maybe
follow.
it's just not being communicated in the proper way, because they literally just said they walk inside.
Okay. I'll follow up, find out.
Titan College and Career Academy Governing Board update.
Sure.
Good evening, everyone. Our governing board meets every 3rd Thursday at 11 o'clock in this room. It consists of representatives from our partner counties, Irwin, Wilcox, and also Turner County, as well as representatives from our local businesses and industries, and our post-secondary partners. This week is a full week for us, taking students to Valdosta to the Georgia with us. Ms. Cole is taking a group of students to, South Georgia Technical College. She's taking a group with her, and then on Thursday, we have our mock interviews. And on Friday, our students will be presenting their businesses for the Flex program, for judging. So we have a full week this week. Last week, I believe 2 weeks ago, we went to the Governor's Workforce Conference, and we had a good showing there. And we came back with the, Business Partnership of the Year, so we're pretty proud of that award that we were able to win out of all the college and career academies. So that's what I have. So far, we meet, every month except for December and May. May because of graduation, and December since it's such a short month. So we meet every third Thursday except for those 2 months.
How many students participate in the FLEX program so far? What
Yes.
signed up?
We have 7 students signed up, but it's 6 teams, because there's a team of 2. Thank you.
GSBA Finance Workshop with Bibb County Schools Professional Learning Center.
November the 12th, that'll be 8:30 to 3:30 in Macon, and you'll get 6 credit hours for that training. So you get you registered if that's something that you're wanting to attend.
We're training 18th in Cook County.
And that'll be 5:30 to 8:30. And Macon.
Is everybody doing it? We don't all go, we don't really.
That's right.
Some
Okay.
people, so leave all of them.
I think maybe finance, which I would like to, because Steve Smith is excellent.
Is there anybody that can make the finance that we need to fill in the register? Is there a deadline for when we have to register by?
I don't think so. I'll have to double check.
We can follow up with that later on this week.
This one's gonna be a little bit different because, there's several districts that are, financially deficient. And because of the lack of understanding of the board, not understanding how the process goes in terms of what's presented to them, what's not presented to them. CFOs just presenting information, but not really the whole picture of it. So this is supposed to be a little different, to really know, see how the audit is done, if your audit is not done, what was the parameters for. So it's just supposed to be a little different. I haven't seen all the gyms, but it's supposed to be, a little more heavy lifting, but making sure you understand how to read the report that you get.
And I think that's a great idea. I think all boards should have that information. And what we've been told is that all of the CFO training from this point forward will be more in depth. And all the board training that deals with finances will be more in depth because of some of those issues with the school system.
Topics look really good.
Let's move on to the items for this with superintendent.
So we were excited to have our first superintendent student advisory council meeting this past Thursday, for our students. We're working on the minutes of the summary for that now. As soon as we have that, I'll get that to you. I can say these kids, impressed me even more so than last year's, which I thought would be hard to top because the kids last year were so dynamic. These kids are well informed, they care about their school, they care about their classrooms, they care about their classmates. Several of them spoke up and were very vocal about how the rigor is not where it needs to be in our classrooms. That they feel like the honors and the gifted kids are not being challenged to the extent they need to be. We're seeing that in our test scores as well, as far as not having the number of 4s that we know we should have based on the number of gifted kids we have in our system. And, so there were a lot of things that, were very enlightening. In fact, enlightening was the word that was used by several of the kids to describe the meeting that day. Productive, enlightening, quality, informational, educational. They had some great adjectives to describe how they thought it went. And we did some great group projects together to help kind of break the ice, help them get to know each other, because you've got 5th grade students through 12th grade students working together. And they did a great job mentoring each each other and being leaders. We had a great talk about the importance of them being leaders in the school, being role models for other classmates and other students, setting the example and setting the bar high. And I think we're gonna see some great things out of these kids, not just in our school system, but even beyond when they leave our doors. So I'm looking forward to that, so I'll keep you updated on their progress and what they got planned. Our next thing is the Transcends Rural Career Connected Collaborative application. It was submitted 2 weeks ago. Ms. Joyner, I didn't include that in their packets, but if you wanna give us maybe a summary or an overview.
Okay. This is a, national initiative, that supports rural districts in aligning the high school, college, and workforce pathways. It's a focus for career-connected learning and community-based design, which will help guide the work of our College and Career Academy governing board. It will be aligned with our 4E vision here in Turner County, where we have a goal for our students. Once they graduate with their diploma and a credential in one hand, we also want them prepared to either enter the workforce or employment, enroll in college, enlist in the military, or be on the pathway to entrepreneurship. So that's our 4E design focus for the College and Career Academy. It'll help us, join a national network of other rural districts so that we can learn about best practices and innovative ways to help grow and sustain our programs here in Turner County.
And I've included the application in your folders, which you can read through the entire application, and it is a strong application. They are going to select 10 communities from across the state of Georgia. So only 10 communities will be selected, and obviously we're able to do one of them. Thank you, Ms. As she's already mentioned, the Flex program is going strong. We do have our 7 candidates, and got the schedule within your packet about the program updates, and that will actually be narrowed down from 7 until 3, when we have our first round of judging this Friday, November 7th. We have some exciting workshops planned, a finance workshop, a marketing workshop. There are several other workshops that they'll have access to in January and February. And then we will get to where we have our one that we are going to present to the state, and that one student will go on to represent Turner County amongst the other 20. There's 20 counties total in the state of Georgia that participate in the Flex program. So they'll have a 1 in 20 chance winning the $10,000 and being on their way to having their business established. So we're excited about the support that we've received from our community to make this happen. You have also some upcoming events for November. I want to make sure that you're aware of the Thanksgiving meals in the schools, and know that you are more than welcome to attend. We hope that you are able to be there on November 12th and 13th. We also have the JROTC Veterans Day program, which is scheduled for 10:30 here in this room on November the 11th. And then we have the middle school spelling bee and the elementary school spelling bee on November the 13th and the 14th. We would love to have you attend if you're able. As you know, we actually, Mr. McCurdy and I have taken our show on the road, and we have now presented to the city council, and we presented to the county commissioners the importance of getting the caution lights and the crosswalks. Both have been very receptive. They've asked some great questions, and just to get some more information about, where this is coming from, what the situation is, how many students we have that could be impacted, and, we've only gotten positive feedback from both groups. Obviously, there haven't been any votes. It's only just been an information session. So what I've asked Mr. Holland to do is we've now been working to come up with an MOU, where if it's 15 comes off, 15,000 is the quote right now that we've received, and of that 15,000, what's being proposed is the city pays 7,500, the county pays 7,500, and then of course do the crosswalks as well, days. And then, if the school system needs to do something in addition to that, obviously there's room for negotiation. So once Mr. Holland gets that complete, then we'll go back to the city and the county and present those MOUs for them to consider. I was very, very pleased with how receptive they all were and how they really recognized the need for additional safety and security in our area. I've already mentioned the engraver project. If you have any questions about that or any ideas, let us know. We're working on that design. I have completed all of the superintendent walkthroughs. I observed 93 teachers, went in every single teacher's classroom and then sent every single teacher individualized effective feedback. I saw a lot of great instruction, but then I also students were not engaged, and there was not bell-to-bell instruction. So we still have a lot of work to do, but we can see that progress has been made, especially some of the teachers, last year that maybe had been struggling a little bit. Saw basically leaps and gains as far as, the improvements that they made between last year and this year. So I can see all the hard work that's being done on their part, as well as what's being done by their administrators and their coaches. I will do another walkthrough again in December, and then again in the spring. Mr. Mathis and I had a meeting with Judge Reinhardt, along with the board chairs and superintendents from, let's see, Tift, Irwin, Worth, Ben Hill. I think that was the ones that were in attendance. So this is in relation to Senate Bill 123, which is the mandatory attendance committee. They recommended that our chairs go ahead and be elected at that meeting, the chairs for the committee. We graciously elected two co-chairs, and that's Ms. Shaw Smith and Ms. Secretary. So they will co-chair this committee. At this time, we do not have any additional information for what the committee work will look like, other than it's gonna be a collaborative effort between the judge, our area, other superintendents, other board chairs, and again, other committee members. So, they all know that we need to work together in order to approve attendance in all of our schools, and it's now coming from the state that we have to. So, as soon as we have more information about that, we'll make sure that you're aware of that. We started our superintendent district recognitions, at the end of October, at the end of the first 9 weeks. For the elementary school, we're having the 95% crew award for our teachers who have been punctual, who have had good attendance, since that's a focus and a priority for this year. At the middle school and the high school, we're doing the planning pro awards for teachers that are, up their game when it comes to turning in their lesson plans on time and making sure there's differentiation and the standards are addressed and the higher order thinking questions and the tier 1 instruction is there. So we're making sure that all those pieces are there so that our students can be, as prepared as they can be to take each one of those benchmark tests, their end of course assessments and end of grade assessments. Because, we've gotta make sure all those standards are being taught at the highest approval levels. As far as additional security features, that's something that, we've been working on for Titan Academy. We have additional cameras that have been installed, vape detectors, and then the same window screens that we, installed at the elementary school on those outside doors. We're doing the same thing at Titan Academy. The ones that they sent originally, we actually did have to send back because the orange was not our bright orange, it was more of a faded orange, dusty kind of.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it was not our orange, it was not right. So, we gotta send that back, but that's in the way, that's coming back and it will be correct. But they have already had, several of those cameras and vape detectors, being used to make sure the kids are following the rules. I've got Mr. Joyner here to talk about our Georgia Seal of Preparedness and where we're at in that application process.
Yes, if you remember last year, each school submitted an application for the recognition, so we're here again, and having principals working hard, getting information in, and we'll have that ready to submit the next week, November 14th is the deadline. So. Do you have any questions about the application and the process? We've got a lot of security upgrades and improvements in our district, a lot. Okay, a couple of years, so we really would like to get that recognition. We're doing a lot of work, so we'd like to see that. Feel like we have a better shot this year. We did apply, and of course, we were able to see some of the things that we need to work on. We definitely do that. So hopefully we'll get better news this year.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. And the last item I have is the strategic waiver school system annual report. So this strategic waiver is different than obviously the strategic planning. So this strategic waiver is the 5-year waiver that we had to do. We resubmitted that last year with the waivers that we're asking for exemptions from the state. So we have to do an annual report basically stating how we're using those waivers and how they benefit our students and our teachers and our community, our schools. So, I would appreciate if you would read through that. You'll see part 1 and 2, where it talks about innovation and achievement in the areas of literacy, mathematics, workforce, and then you'll see it goes into part 2, which is impact and vision. And, so if you have any questions